Everybody, welcome back to the Spurs 9501 podcast. And I've got Sayan from Kolkata Spurs with me. A very happy Sayan because he's been talking to one of the best players in the world recently, and he's going to tell you, all our fans and viewers, about it. So, Sayan, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you again.
Nice. Thank you, Rise. And yes, good to see you again once.
Excellent, excellent. So thanks for your time, Sayan. So basically, Sayan, why don't you fill our viewers and listeners in about what happened recently to you through the official Spurs Football Club? Why don't you fill everybody in?
Well, all I can say is that official Spurs contacted us and they said that they would like to hear back from some of the Tottenham Hotspur's fans in India. And they gathered the list of cities in India and their respective, representatives or one representative from each city. And they just said that, like, it will be some kind of a chit chat and maybe a small quiz, which will be organized by Paul Miles. So who is the commentator for all the, Tottenham Hotspur events
Yeah,
and the matches.
yeah.
So that was it. I mean, nothing else that we knew of. And then the day came, we all joined the call, and it was going fine. All of a sudden, I don't know, the camera went off. I mean, the camera of Spurs official went off, and it was, complete blurred and complete dark. Then all of a sudden, Paul Miles said that someone has hijacked it, and we were a bit excited, but we still didn't expect what's going to come. And then all of a sudden, the camera came on, and then we are seeing the man, Gareth Bale, sitting in front of us, and then we were like, "Oh my God, is this really happening?" I mean,
Tell us,
we knew that Gareth Bale was going to come, and they would invite Gareth Bale for such an event. I mean, it was kind of a I'm still having goosebumps, but it was kind of a life achievement for us. All of
so
us.
Sayan, tell us your exact emotion when you saw Gareth Bale on the screen. Tell us your exact emotion.
I mean, it was completely. We were awestruck. We were lost of words. We couldn't say, express ourselves. And the only thing that came from our mouth was, "Is this really happening? I mean, are we? Is this for real?" So
Yeah.
that's what all of us were murmuring, and all of us were just shouting at, yelling at each other, and just saying, "Oh my God, what is this? What am I seeing?" So that's what call as raw emotions. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly, definitely. That's great. That's really, really good. So once you've got over the shock that one of the best players ever to play the football game is sitting there, what were you thinking then? How did it go then with Gareth? And you had a little quiz with him. Tell us about the quiz and everything like that.
well, first of all, most of us were just looking at Gareth and nothing else. So if you see the video, I mean, you will see most of us just admiring the presence of Gareth Bale. I mean,
Yeah,
because he's a living legend, and he is the one who has achieved everything, right? So
yeah.
we can't we were hardly listening to any questions, but yes, when Gareth started asking, then all of us, gathered our knowledge on Spurs and on Gareth, because yes, as I was mentioning, that we are not only Spurs fans, but we also have knowledge on what all the players come from, the background of the players. So we do a lot of studies in here in India for all these Spurs players, the players who have played for us previously and the players currently. So yes, that was really nice experience, that we were able to answer almost all the questions that he was asking, Gareth was asking, and and that's it. I would say.
No, no, that's absolutely. So tell us, let's get a bit. We'll put the link to the video in the description of this video when we publish it, so everybody can see that. But how many cities were represented from the Indian Spurs? How many cities were there,
So
roughly?
a total of 14 to 15 cities were represented out there, and
Well,
each
okay,
each city each city had their own representatives,
okay.
because they wanted to keep it short and simple. So we selected one representative from each
Sure.
cities.
Yeah. And tell us, why do you think Tottenham Hotspur selected India Spurs? Why do you think they selected India Spurs to do this with Gareth? They could have selected any fan club around the world. Why did they select India Spurs? What do you think?
Maybe you never know. It's India, right? So you can't deal anything small. You have to deal with big things. So
Yeah,
that's what when it comes to India, you have to make it big. Otherwise, what can I say? I mean, we all dream big, and we have our hopes high. So that's the set benchmark that Tottenham has kept. The bringing in Gareth Bale.
Yeah, and I think also because India is a growing market for football, all the young people in India, a lot of them like football. So I think Tottenham see that as a big growing market for them, future Tottenham fans and things like that. So do you agree with that?
Well, absolutely. Because India is not only a cricketing nation, India is also a footballing nation. If we all agree to that, because there are a lot of good histories of Indian football, I would say, and people like Pele, people like Maradona has also come to India. They have admired the people and they've also admired the footballing culture in India. Even if you remember, Rise, Lionel Messi came to Kolkata
Yeah, yeah,
and he
yeah.
played a game with Venezuela. It was a kind of a World Cup friendly, but he played a game in our Salt Lake Stadium, and it's the officially recognized stadium in FIFA. So yeah, so there is a huge market in India, and there is a huge scope of gathering followers in India. We are already a team of 28,000 fans all over India, and we are growing day by day. So yes, Spurs has seen this as a good opportunity to grow their fan base, and they have contacted us.
Excellent. Now tell us a bit about Gareth Bale. I mean, obviously nobody ever gets close enough to him, but you've seen him on a like a one-to-one call. What type of person is he? Tell all our viewers and our fans how did he come across to you?
Well, we were given the opportunity to ask one questions each to Gareth Bell, but I think you won't be seeing the entire video in that
Oh,
because they had to limit it to a specific time frame. But yes, it was a kind of 30-minute call that we had with Gareth Bell, and each and every one of us got the chance to ask them and ask Gareth one question. And all I would say is, he was really a friendly man, and yeah, he was oozing professionalism, and that's what we can say to Gareth Bale. So he's a real professional man. He's a man of real character, and he knows what he's saying. So yeah, hats off to him.
no, excellent. And I mean, you'll probably back this up, but I didn't. I saw the video. I don't see any sign of arrogance or that he's bigger than anybody.
Absolutely
He's
not.
a very
Absolutely
humble
not.
person, isn't he?
Absolutely, he is a very humble person. He knows what he says, and he even as I mentioned, he's a pure professional. So he will never say anything which will hurt sentiments of anyone, or he will not even speak such things. He is an absolute humble guy, down to earth guy, and he knows what he speaks.
Yeah. So tell us, what question did you ask Gareth Bale, and what was the answer?
Well, I asked him the night when he's put three past Inter Milan.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was one of my memorable nights because I really didn't expect we will come back from 4-0 to
Four
we
three.
lose we lost 4-3, but yet but still that paved the way to progress to the next round, for us to progress to the next round. So the way Gareth Bell just kept mic on in his pocket and then drilled three past the then Julio Caesar. I mean, Julio Caesar was one of the best goalkeepers that time. So that was something to cherish about. So I asked him what exactly did you discuss in the dressing room, and he was just saying that we all only discussed that it's not nothing lost. There is still hope. If they can do it in one half, we can definitely do it in the other half.
Okay,
So
great.
and that's what was discussed, and we see the result.
Yeah, excellent. And I noticed from the interview that he hasn't actually been to India. So, how would you, if you were to try and convince Gareth Bale to come to India, how would you convince him to come to India? What would you tell
Well,
him?
we noticed that he has an ardent love for Indian dishes, right? So,
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing, and that's a single thing we can tempt him to come to India, and and we will make sure he has a grand entry in India. I mean, there are a lot of Gareth Bale fans. And it need not be a Tottenham Hotspur fan, but there is only Gareth Bale fans also in India, and we will have a huge what can I say, huge entrance and huge welcoming to Gareth Bale when he comes to India. We will make sure it happens.
Yeah, no, that's great. So, I mean, I was going to ask you how well known. I know football is, as you said, it's not the number one sport in India, but the people who follow football, is he quite well known in India? Gareth Bale, even if you're not a Tottenham fan, have they heard of Gareth Bale because of Real Madrid?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, as I mentioned, Gareth Bale is one of the living legends, right? So he may
Yeah,
not be, compared to Ronaldo or Messi, but he is the best player
just
after that, I
below
would
that.
say.
Yeah, exactly, just below Ronaldo and Messi, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's really, really good. So you still haven't got over the shock of speaking to Gareth, which is great. So, I mean, what else? What other insights can you give us? Anything, any little secrets or something you could share with people who haven't spoken to him, or is there anything else you want to share with the viewers and the fans?
Well, not really, I would say, because see, it's all your heart that speaks when you talk to any
Yeah,
Spurs
yeah,
player. Right? So you just speak your heart out and tell what you feel like, right? And whatever you feel like asking, as long as it is professional, as long as it is fine to ask, please go ahead and communicate and do whatever you feel like doing.
yeah. So just give us an idea. Like, all the questions were not published, obviously, on the feed released by Tottenham. So what type of questions were people asking him? You
Well,
asked
there were
about.
there were mostly footballing questions, I would say, especially
Yeah,
the goal against West Ham,
yeah.
then the goal against Arsenal, I would say, because that was the most asked question. The that goal against Arsenal when where he put past he and Lennon scored, and
Okay.
it was an assist by Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
So that was one of the most asked questions. Then his winner against Aston Villa. So there are multiple questions that were asked, but yes, the question that you'll be seeing in the video is one of the most liked questions across, and that is whether you have tried Indian dishes. So yes, he answers that he has been to India and he has tried Indian dishes.
So
That was a really nice thing to hear.
has he actually been to India or not? Because I think he said he hasn't been to India.
I think he has said that he has been to India or he has tried Indian dishes. So at least he knows
Okay.
what Indian
Yeah,
dishes.
he's had Indian dishes, I think, in the UK, but I don't think he's been to India yet. Yeah, but it'd be good to get him there, I think, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we all made him this point clear that if you come to India, we will be there to welcome you to the complete extent.
Perfect. Well, listen, Sayan, that's really good insight to all our fans, all our viewers about the actual call. Do you want to lift before we leave? Do you want to give any final, anything else? You want to say any messages or anything about Gareth or Tottenham, and basically how his form is improving now? What do you think Gareth can do for us if he plays like he
Oh
did
my
against
God!
Burnley?
I mean, I will not, hide myself from saying this. But what I feel is, after our call, we have seen the form of Gareth Bale increasing. So it's due to us that we can boast ourselves by saying this. It is due to us that Gareth Bale has regained back his form. And even if you see Spurs official or Spurs India official page in Twitter, you will be seeing our name where we are telling Gareth Bale in a kind of a conversation saying that we want a worldie. So he's saying that yes, I'll be doing that, and there he goes. He scores two worldies, in fact. Worldie as
Excellent, Sam. Listen, thank you very much for your time. I know it's late in India, but thanks for staying up and appreciate that. And what do you normally say? How do you say come on, Spurs" in Bengali or Hindi? Are you going to say it for us again?
well. Yeah, Cholo Spurs.
Yeah, Jello Spurs. Thanks very much, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you.